Hello, many thanks for joining us. This is Aso TV News. I am Tina Oje Achu. The headlines. President Tinubu appoints board members, Nigerian Communications Commission and the Universal Service Provision Fund. Federal government orders withdrawal of case against Ibom airline passenger. FCTA holds computer-based promotion exams for 915 assistant and deputy directorate cadet. And the Nigerian Meteorological Agency predicts thunderstorm and rain from Monday to Wednesday across the country. And now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has appointed members into the boards of the Nigerian Communications Commission and the Universal Service Provision Fund, both under the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy. The Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nanuga, disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday. According to the statement, Idris Olorunimbe was named chairman of the NCC board, while Dr. Aminu Wada will continue as Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, a position he was appointed to in October 2023 and confirmed by the Senate the following month. Onanuga said Olorunimbe previously served on the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund Board, where he chaired the Stakeholder and Governance Committee. Other NCC board members are Abraham Oshidami, Executive Commissioner of Technical Services; Rimini Makama, Executive Commissioner, Stakeholder Management; Haja Mariam Bai; Colonel Abdul Wahab Lawal, retired Senator Lekon Mustafa; Chris Okore, Princess Ofori Senere Emiko, and the board secretary. The president also approved the board of the USPF chairman by the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, with Olorunimbe as vice chairman. Other members are Oshidami Makama Aliyu Edogi Aliyu, representative of FMCIDE; Joseph B. Fulai, representative of the Federal Ministry of Finance; Alwa Mohammed, representative of FMBNP; Uzoma Dozie, Peter Bankole, Abayomi Anthony, Gafar Oluwasegun Kadri, and the USPF secretary. The federal government has ordered the withdrawal of the case against Comfort Imanson on an Ibom Air flight on August 10, 2025. Nigeria's Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has announced the resolution of two recent high-profile aviation disputes involving passenger Ms. Comfort Emanson and Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde Marshal Kwamwon. In a statement, the minister said after consultations with stakeholders and the individuals involved, the minister has conferred with Ibom Air to withdraw its criminal complaint against Ms. Comfort, her release from Kirikiri prison this week, and the airline operators of Nigeria to lift her lifetime flight ban. On Kwamwon, the minister has directed his flight ban be reduced to 1 month, appointed FAN public ambassador for airport security awareness, and for NCAA to drop its criminal complaint. Furthermore, the minister has requested that ValueJet pilot Captain Oluranti Ogoyi and First Officer Ivan Oluba have their licenses restored after a 1-month suspension and professional reappraisal. According to the statement, a sector-wide aviation security retreat will begin next week to retrain security staff on managing disruptive passengers, de-escalation, and improving passenger-staff relations. Minister Keyamo stressed that the actions were taken on compassionate grounds, not as leniency towards aviation security breaches, and warned of stricter enforcement in the future. In a U-turn on Wednesday, Keyamo said parties involved in the incident have learned their lessons. He also said the incident had raised public awareness of airport security protocols regarding traveling. More than 900 senior civil servants are taking part in a historic computer-based examination to determine their eligibility for promotion. The Federal Capital Territory Civil Service Commission says the test, the first of its kind in Nigeria's public service, will ensure that only competent and tech-savvy officers move into top positions. Our correspondent, Usman Katun Umar, reports.
915 senior officers, most of them at director level, are sitting in front of computer screens this week, answering questions that could decide the next stage of their careers. They are drawn from across the Federal Capital Territory's workforce, including the Education Secretariat, the Universal Basic Education Board, the Secondary Education Board, and other agencies. For the FCT Civil Service Commission, the shift to computer-based testing is a deliberate move to modernize the promotion process and remove human interference.
We started by doing first and foremost a verification exercise to establish the number of workforce in FCT. And having almost finished that, the next level is to clear the backlog of promotions over the years. When His Excellency Mr. Governor or Mr. Minister came on board, there were a backlog of outstanding promotions. To the extent by 2023 when he came, he cleared all the backlogs of promotions dating back up to 2019, up to the level of deputy directors. And so with the conclusion of verification exercise, the outstanding promotions for directors for 2023 is now due. And as part of the renewed hope agenda of the present administration, we needed to introduce technology to avoid, first of all, the speed of the release of results, and then the possibility of interferences and pressures. And so we will be the first commission to introduce CBT test in Nigeria. Because the idea is that as we are finishing the result today, by next week the result is out. So there's no possibility of anybody putting pressure on anybody for it. So this is a part of the renewed hope agenda of the present administration.
Chairman Emeka Eze says the exercise is also helping to clear a backlog of promotions dating back to 2019, a task initiated by Minister Nyesom Wike after the commission was set up with presidential approval. But the reforms have also uncovered uncomfortable truths. A recent verification exercise exposed several cases of age falsification among staff, with those involved asked to retire. From the southeast seat on the commission, Martins Azubuike says the test is here to stay and will challenge officers to improve their digital skills.
Yeah, like you've heard from our chairman, this is the first nationwide, and we don't intend to look back. It's going to be sustained. And like the chairman said, technology is here with us and we can't do otherwise.
The commission says this new system will become a permanent feature of the FCT's promotion process, aimed at ensuring a more transparent, efficient and merit-driven public service. Usman Katun Umar, Aso Television News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has pulled down a cluster of illegal shanties and makeshift structures known as the Cashew Garden in Apo, Abuja, as part of a renewed city-wide sanitation drive. Officials say the settlement had become a hideout for criminal elements and illicit drug dealers. Our correspondent Usman Katun Umar reports that the demolition is part of a broader security operation to reclaim public spaces across the FCT. His report.
The rumble of heavy machinery broke the morning calm in Apo's cadastral zone E27 as bulldozers defied the heavy downpour and tore through rows of ramshackle huts and wooden stalls. This was Cashew Garden, an unplanned settlement that, according to the FCT authorities, had become a safe haven for miscreants. Leading the operation, Town Planner Mukhtar Usman Galadima, Director of Development Control, said the demolition followed a directive from the FCT Security Committee to clear all illegal structures across the city.
Who gave them the permission? The question is who gave them the permission to stay there. In fact, from what we have seen now, and based on the directive given, we are taking over the place. All those that claim to have policy is considered as revoked, because it's like they are the one harboring these people to stay here. and then go about the city committing crimes. So, as have been directed by the FCT Security Council, this place, we are going to take it over, we are going to process it as part of the FCTA land.
The area, officials say, was originally allocated for residential development, but years of neglect by allottees allowed the site to degenerate into a sprawling shanty town. Galadima warned that plot owners who permitted such illegal occupations risk losing their allocations. He explains that the location sits along a planned road corridor, an extension of the Oladipo Dia Street, designated to connect FHA Apple to Guzape Phase 2. Security officials were also on the ground, including the FCT's Director of Security Service, Adamu Gwari, who, represented by Peter Olumuji, Secretary, FCTA Security Department's Command and Control Center, warns that Abuja would no longer provide safe shelter for criminals.
This place we are today, right now, Apo Guzape, you can see by yourself that we have people that deals in illicit drugs, and we've been able to apprehend 2 suspects today, which have been handed over to the NDLEA. One thing we want criminal elements to know, that FCT is not a place they can hibernate again. Wherever you go, we are going to pursue you and smoke you out.
Authorities say similar cleanup exercises will continue across the capital, from the inner city district to the outskirts, in a bid to restore order and security to Nigeria's seat of power. Usman Katun Umar, Aso Television News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration says it is strengthening livestock production to boost food security and promote sustainable agriculture. FCT Minister of State Dr. Maria Mahmood spoke at the 2025 National Pasture Planting Day in Kawu Grazing Reserve, Buari Area Council. She said pasture planting ensures year-round quality feed for livestock, reduces overgrazing, and supports modern settled livestock systems. According to her, this will improve productivity, prevent conflict, and protect the environment. Mahmood describes the Kawu Grazing Reserve as a strategic asset that could become a model for other states with improved pasture, better water infrastructure, and veterinary services. This would increase meat and milk production, create jobs, and foster peaceful coexistence. Minister of Livestock Development, Alhaji Idi Mokhtar, said 8 new pasture varieties have been released into the national seed system for the first time in 48 years. He assured of the government's commitment to implementing the National Livestock Growth Association strategy. Both ministers called for stronger community-government collaboration to make grazing reserves work. They described the planting event as a step towards a productive, modern, and peaceful livestock sector that can empower millions of Nigerians. The owner of Abaji and chairman of FCT Traditional Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Adamu Baba Yunusa, has commended town planner Sadiq Ahmed for his effort in assisting the less privileged in society. The traditional ruler made this commendation during an empowerment program for women organized by town planner Ahmed in conjunction with Honorable Ibrahim Salihu Baban Lami in a councillorship candidate for Southeast Ward Abaji. Correspondent Abdullahi Mokhtar completes the story.
Represented by his chief of staff, Alhaji Sule Salihu Kakamba, the owner of Abaji, Alhaji Adamu Baba Yunusa, praised God for blessing the community with a generous individual like town planner Ahmed, who always has the welfare of the less privileged, especially women, orphans, and widows at heart. He called on the wealthy in society to emulate town planner Ahmed's philanthropic spirit.
Not only important in Abuja, but he has done it across the 6 area council. So I want to appeal to the way to do people to please pick for what you have been doing, because it's not the amount of money. It must not be a millionaire to assist people, but that amount of having, we learn how to give to people. That alone will increase more, will increase the way to even having.
In an interview, town planner Sadiq Ahmed, member FCE Elawe Ekiti State emphasized that assisting the downtrodden has always been a core part of his values. Long before his collaboration with Honorable Babal Lami, he reminded the rich that their wealth is a trust from God meant to be used to assist the less privileged.
It's a responsibility that the rich should know. Maybe they keep forgetting that the reason why God chooses you is for you to remember that there are people that need such kind of outreach. Whether it's openly done, whether it's secretly done, it is always the reason of riches, because the best among mankind is he who benefits mankind. Khairun nas man yanfa'un nas.
Honorable Ibrahim Salihu Baballami, APC Councillorship candidate Southeast Ward Abaji, expressed his joy at the gesture, while the beneficiaries were overjoyed and grateful for the support.
I am overjoyed and excited that it's not a very little privilege for somebody, your brother, your colleagues, to come out and buoyantly supported you for what you also, on your own opinion, are seeking for.
I'm sure with this little amount, they are going to start the business, and inshallah is going to put them through.
We really appreciate the help the Honorable gave to us. We are grateful, thank you, and may Allah protect him and grant him all his wishes.
The highlight of the occasion was the presentation of 30,000 naira to each of the 67 selected women who benefited from the program, witnessed by dignitaries from within and outside Abaji. Abdullahi Mukhtar, Aso Television News.
The chairman of AMAC and APC flag bearer, Mr. Christopher Zaka Mekalangu, has announced Honorable Yusuf Muhammad Nadabo as his running mate for the 2026 AMAC elections under the APC platform. This strategic move was reviewed at a high-level party meeting in Abuja, where Mekalangu expressed satisfaction with Nadabo's impressive credentials. A statement issued by the chairman, Senior Special Assistant, Media and Publicity, Mr. Kingsley Madaki, said Nadabo brings over 2 decades of experience in party politics, governance and community leadership to the table, noting that his portfolio, which includes roles such as Special Assistant to the AMAC Party Chairman, Personal Assistant to the FCT APC State Chairman, and Director General of the APC National Integrity Movement FCT Chapter. It added that Mekalangu and Nadabo ticket represents continuity, loyalty, and administrative excellence. Together, they form a strong team that can deliver electoral victory and good governance for AMAC. Mekalangu described Nadabo as a jolly good fellow in which he has placed his trust for the second-term bid. The AMAC APC chairman, Alhaji Mukhtar Abubakar, praised Mekalangu's decision to pick Nadabo as his running mate. Abubakar stated that Mekalangu's leadership and vision for AMAC's progress are truly inspiring, and the partnership will drive the party's success in the 2026 elections. Mekalangu's decision to join the APC was seen as a strategic move to align AMAC with the federal government, potentially unlocking greater development opportunities. This move paid off as he emerged victorious in the APC primaries with 51 votes, cementing his position as the party's flag bearer for the 2026 FCT Area Council's election. The Mekalangu Nadabo ticket is expected to strengthen the APC's hold on the FCT, with the door focusing on delivering more projects and services to the people. However, the PDP has vowed to reclaim AMAC in the 2026 elections, despite Mekalangu's defection. You are watching Aso Television News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the UHF band on channel 38. Still to come, Minister of Marine and Blue Economy states federal government's commitment to making Barrow River Port in Rivers State a vibrant inland gateway. Stay with us for details of these and more stories.
let's get one thing straight. Being a woman with disabilities doesn't mean you don't have the right to quality sexual and reproductive health information and services. Family planning, maternity care, STI prevention. Every woman deserves access to safe, respectful, and inclusive reproductive health care. My body, my health, my reproductive rights. No limits, no exceptions. Your health matters. Your choices matters. Get informed, get care, and take charge of your future.
Thanks for joining us again. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, has stated the federal government's commitment to making Barrow River Port in Rivers State a vibrant inland gateway. The minister made the statement during his appearance before the House of Representatives Aso Committee on Stakeholders' Engagement on the challenges and prospects of the Barrow River Port on Tuesday at the National Assembly. He acknowledged how the port has struggled to operate at capacity since its commissioning in 2019 due to gaps in supporting infrastructure and navigating and outlined concrete steps to overcome the existing challenges and unlock its full economic potential.
Part of what we try to do is to ensure the need to do a lot of dredging. Unfortunately, we are hampered by the scarcity of funds. NIWA was supposed to dredge about 2,000 kilometers of dredging, but in terms of fund requirements, that will run to billions of naira. NIWA does not have that kind of fund, from the last allocation that was given to NIWA. So basically, the dredging will have been the major thing that should have been done from the ministry's perspective. But there's the problem of...
In his presentation, Managing Director of the National Inland Waterways Authority, Mr. Bola Oyebamiji, recalled the Barrow Port was first established in 1908 by the Lord Lugard to facilitate the shipment of agricultural produce and livestock, serving as a major trade link between northern and southern Nigeria. He noted that the port holds significant economic potential for the country, with all necessary facilities and equipment already in place. On his part, the Minister of Transportation, Mr. Saidu Ahmad Alkali, revealed that his ministry is developing a rail line to connect Barrow Port with the rest of the country. He acknowledged funding as a major hurdle and appealed to lawmakers for adequate budgetary provisions to ensure the linkage is completed.
The Federal Ministry of Transportation has a critical role in the operation of the Barrow Inland Port through ensuring effective execution of the ongoing rehabilitation of the 190-kilometer all-rail narrow gauge from Minna to Barrow. This rail line will be connected to the old Lagos-Kano narrow gauge for freight rehabilitated by this administration. The route has been put into use, although the operation is recently interrupted by the Mokwa flood incidents.
Chairman of the House Ad-hoc Committee, Mr. Saidu Musa Abdullahi, earlier in his message said the panel's role is not investigative but facilitative, aimed at ensuring the full operationalization of the port. He said the current engagement will be followed by a national stakeholders forum to build consensus and mobilize political, technical, and financial backing for the project.
By the time we're done with this assignment, we will have succeeded in coming up with a framework that will guide future engagement in projects related to this. Anything that has to do with big infrastructure, I'm sure we'll come up with a framework that will serve as a guide to the executive.
The committee, after submissions by the ministers and other heads of agency, resolved that to embark on an on-the-spot assessment to the port on Saturday to see what would be done to make its operations a reality. As part of its activities in commemorating the 2025 International Youth Day, Youth International Foundation has launched social impact applications to engage and create employment opportunities for the youth. Founder and chairman, We the Youth International, Mr. Azuna Chukwu, while addressing the newsmen during the International Youth Day celebration held in Abuja and had as its theme, Youth Advancing Multilateral Cooperation Through Technology and Partnership, emphasizing the need and importance of youth in engaging with social impact applications to boost technological advancements in the country and globally. Oluwakbalumi Adeyemi report.
The founder and chairman with the Youth International, Mr. Azuna Chukwu, has urged the youth to embrace the newly launched social impact application created by the foundation in order to tackle unemployment and open wide range of opportunities. Mr. Azuna stated that the application also serves as a medium in connecting various mentors and youth to ensure they are guided in the right path of their careers.
We didn't just want to come celebrate the International Youth Day. Since it's all about using technology to impact on lives, we decided to also showcase some of the apps we built for youth, especially at social impact applications. One of them, as you saw, is the We They Use platform itself that can be downloaded on the app stores, any of the stores, that allows them to, communicate, to actually make calls, chat, and it's a social platform. They can do everything that they do on any social platform. We found out that the United Nations, today is International Youth Day, we found out that they don't have a day for unemployment. And so we are calling on everybody who has been unemployed, or somebody who is not employed, to actually sign a petition, to compel the United Nations to create a day for an international day for unemployment.
As part of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda in supporting the youth, Director General City Boy Movement for President Tinubu, Honorable Tosin Francis Shoga, urged Nigerian youth to seize the opportunity in advancing developments of the country by embracing, innovating and utilizing the use of technologies.
We also take the opportunity to remind young people that the future of the country belongs to them, that everybody should partake in one thing or the other that can create development, that can take over the space of the future of the country, so that every young man will have a better future and also a planned one.
Various speakers and participants shared their thoughts about the International Youth Day and appreciated We the Youth International for organizing a memorable event and also launching new social impact applications.
First of all, let me appreciate the organizers of this event, the We the Youth team. It's an awesome platform they are creating for the Nigerian youth. And to all Nigerian youth out there, I want to say it's actually time for us to take what is ours, and to do this we need to leverage on technology as an enabler to help us get to where we need to be.
Mr. Bright taught us a whole lot on startups and ideas, how to conceptualize it, the smart idea for business. It's been quite impactful for us, and I find it very, very educating to be here today. And I don't think if I'd missed this opportunity to get enlightened on some of the things I already know, I'll feel really bad, because they came really prepared, and I am very, very impressed by what I've seen so far.
The foundation reiterates its commitment in collaborating with the government in eradicating youth unemployment through innovations and creation of various technological social impact applications. Lumi Adeyemi, Aso Television News.
16 inmates on Tuesday escaped from the medium security custodial center in Kefi, Nasarawa State. The incident happened in the early hours of the day after a breach of the facility security. The spokesperson of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Umar Abubakar, wrote in a statement, the inmates overpowered the personnel on duty during the breakout. However, efforts are ongoing to locate and apprehend the remaining inmate. The Controller General of Corrections, Sylvester Nwakuche, has visited the facility following the incident and has ordered a comprehensive investigation into the escape. Nwakuche was quoted as warning that any staff member found complicit in the escape would be disciplined. Last year, nearly 120 people escaped after torrential rains brought down buildings and the perimeter wall in Suleja prison near Abuja. In July 2022, around 600 prisoners, some suspected Islamic State and Boko Haram jihadists, escaped after an attack on Kuje prison, also near Abuja. In April 2021, over 1,800 prisoners escaped after gunmen attacked a prison in Imo State in southeastern Nigeria. More than 800 others escaped in another jailbreak in southwestern Oyo State in July of the same year. Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, has commended Lotus Capital leadership in promoting non-interest finance in Nigeria, emphasizing that collaboration between the public and private sectors will be essential to mobilize sustainable long-term capital for national development. A statement signed by the Director, Information and Public Relations to the Federal Ministry of Finance, Mr. Muhammad Manga, disclosed that the minister gave the commendation in his office in Abuja when he received a high-level delegation from Lotus Capital Limited, led by its Managing Director, Mrs. Hajara Adiola. The statement noted that the meeting explores ways of expanding Nigeria's non-interest finance sector as a driver of inclusive economic growth, centered on how initiatives such as a non-interest real estate investment fund and a regular sovereign sukuk insurance program could attract ethical investment into critical infrastructure, boost market liquidity, and widen access to finance for underserved communities. The meeting underscores the ministry's commitment to exploring innovative financing solutions for Nigeria's economic growth and development, highlighting the importance of public-private partnerships in driving progress in the non-interest finance sector. And that's the news. But before we go, a look at one of our major stories. FCTA holds computer-based promotion exams for 915 assistant and deputy directorate cadets. Federal government orders withdrawal of case against Ibom airline passenger. I am Tina Ojeachu. Many thanks for watching.